Welcome to the 10th episode of Season 2 Box Score Sports. I'm Minnie.
I'm Ski.
I'm Jamal.
I'm Brad. I'm behind the camera.
Yes, sir, Brad.
It's going to be a good one. We got a lot to talk about. Short amount of time. We'll get right into it. Stay tuned for our interview with Class A Coach of the Year, Chris Anderson.
Part 2.
Part 2, yeah.
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah, Mr. Anderson.
Thank
my
you.
bad.
Okay.
All right, BBE Sports. Girls basketball had a game. Played against Melrose. Won, I don't even know.
78 to 45.
Was
There we
it?
go.
I don't know. Probably.
I know they won by like 30.
I thought it
it was a
was.
butt whooping, but
Yeah, they won by 30. It was a good first game for them.
yeah, that's pretty good.
They look pretty good.
Could have ran through some more sets instead of fast breaking every time, but it's fine. It's a good win.
Alrighty, we'll head right into the interview.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, we are now joined by Class A Coach of the Year, BBE Head Coach Chris Anderson.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks
Thanks for
having
having
on.
me, guys.
Yep.
Second time, I guess we'll just hop right into it.
Sure.
All right, did you always know that you wanted to be a coach?
Did I always know I wanted to be a coach? I've always had a strong passion for athletics and basketball, especially. My dad is he's been a coach pretty much my whole life. He had jobs all over the metro as far as high school jobs and collegiate jobs. So I've always been around the game from as long as I can remember. I think that my long-term goal in life was to always be a part of basketball. It's always been kind of in my DNA, and to continue to help out where I can. And this phase of my life is coaching. So yeah, I've really enjoyed this process and how it's gone.
What made you come to BBE?
What made me come to BBE?
Yeah.
The big town of BBE. You know what? That's a great question. I never thought I would be in a small rural town, to be honest with you. I grew up in Forest Lake, which is about a half hour north of Minneapolis, St. Paul. But what made me come here was, well, Christina, my wife, Mrs. Anderson, she got a job. Her first teaching job was here, and I was in Melrose at the time, teaching, coaching. And then a position opened up, a Phi Ed position, and then a coaching opportunity as well for the boys. So I jumped at it, and the rest is history.
Sure. What's your favorite thing about being a coach?
My favorite thing about being a coach, I think, is just is being around athletes, being around young kids or young adults, the energy that they provide, and seeing their success. I know it sounds real cliche, I guess, but my favorite part is just practice. I love practice. And I know players, when you're a player, you don't love practice. You love games. But as a coach, for some reason, it's weird. You really love practice because that's where you really see the growth, you know. So that's one area or one facet of the game I really enjoy doing or coaching is practice.
What would you say is the most challenging part about being a coach?
That's also a good question. You know, I'm very competitive. You know, so obviously when your team doesn't, not just losing, but when your team doesn't perform as well as you would like, that's challenging. You kind of always do a self-reflection of what can I do as a coach to improve or get our guys or our team to a place we want to be. But you know, I think right now a challenging piece is how to balance my new position as far as, you know, being a dean of students, activities director, how to balance that with coaching, how to balance, you know, being married and then having two young kids that are under the age of 3. That's hard, you know, finding that balance in life. So those are some challenges I go through, you know.
Yeah.
What will you have to do to get your players to buy in?
What will I have to do to get my players to buy in? Yeah, I just think finding what works for each guy, for each player, and you know, finding out their strengths and building off their strengths, looking at their weaknesses and trying to improve those weaknesses, and then talking with our guys on an individual basis so they understand their roles. And when they understand their roles, I feel like as a player, you know what your job is in practice and then in games, and how to you know, be the best you or the best that person can be.
What is the main thing you want to teach your players?
That basketball specifically, I'm talking about is through basketball. There's many life lessons. So that's the biggest thing that I try to show our guys is that it's more than just the game of basketball. It's everything that goes along with it. There's so many life skills that you work on and that you go through, whether it's in practices, games, or just day-to-day life.
Sure. How hard is it to keep players focused with like the long winter season?
Yeah, that's basketball is a tough one, just like any winter activity. You have Thanksgiving built in, you have Christmas built in, you have New Year's built in, and then there's duration of time. You start in November and you get done hopefully mid-March, so it's a long season. And I think there's ups and downs as a player, as a coach. You go through those moments of you have your highs and your lows, but you want to stay even keel. You want to stay even keel through it all. And that's kind of the challenge that we face, keeping each day different.
Yeah.
How hard is it going to be to replace the seniors?
Yeah, every year you go through that the growing pains early on through graduation when you lose your seniors, because they are your heart and your soul of your team. And you look back at last season, I mean, not just the season we had, but the seniors that we had on that team, and they built us who we were. So yeah, it's very hard to replace those guys, those people, because everybody's different. Everybody brings something different to practice and in games. But at the same time, as a coaching staff, we're eager to look forward to the opportunity we have with our new seniors on our squad. So we're looking forward to it. It's fun. Where we get to, I don't know. That's a journey in its own. But every day we're trying to get better.
How hard is it going to be to keep everyone focused and locked in with the high expectations going into this season?
You know what? I don't want to put it too much pressure on our players or too much pressure on our team. I just want to really focus on looking at ourselves and how can we get better day in and day out, from practice to practice or game to game. So what everyone else's expectations on us, as a coach, I'm not really focused on. I'm more focused on what our guys bring every day, and that's how we grow and we become a stronger team.
So what do you have to do throughout the season to try and make it back to the state tournament, with that ultimate goal being that?
Yeah, I think one area is not being focused on if next Tuesday when we play Osakis, if it doesn't go the way we want, not just saying this is a failure and we're not going to be where we want to be. It's playing our best basketball in March, that time, the playoff time. How we get there? Well, it's hard work. It's not easy. Everybody in the state wants to get to the state tournament. There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. It takes a little luck. It takes luck to get there. Things have to go your way, but ultimately it's hard work and it's dedication, it's focus. It's the approach that the coaching staff, the players all take together, and it's the buy-in factor. Everyone working together for one common goal, really.
Yeah. Who's been your biggest mentor in life?
Who's been my biggest mentor?
Yeah.
I would say it's more than one person. It's kind of a combination of people in my life. But first is my parents. My dad, being the basketball junkie he is. Always being my number one fan, always being in my corner, someone I can trust and count on, call no matter what time of day it is. He always has that advice for me. But and then my mom, she's kind of a goal-oriented person. She's 73 and she still is out there doing fitness things every day. So she's always trying to find a way to get better herself. So that's been huge for me. And then my wife, I'm not trying to get brownie points here, but my wife is a great supporter of me. And she's an athlete, so she gets it. She's a coach, so she understands it, and she's an educator, so she's she's there with me every day. So we have so many same qualities, but she's great to ground me, to keep me going, driven. So those are some people that I really look to.
Mhm.
What has been your biggest accomplishment so far in your sports career?
Like coaching,
Yeah,
coaching wise,
Coaching. Or
athletically. Yeah. Well, it's easy for outsiders to probably to look for coaching wise to look at the state tournament. Like that's the number one because everybody wants to get there. But yeah, it's right up there. I don't know if I really have a number one. That's a tough question. I have moments where, you see players reach heights or go through adversity that they probably didn't think they can get through. Those are those moments as a coach that I really grasp and say this is why I do it. I think as competitors, we're all competitors here. I think we all want to win. We ultimately all want to win a game or a contest or a tournament or whatever it is. But I think it's more of, as a coach, seeing players or teams reach those heights that they didn't think that they could. I don't know, my playing days, that was 20 years ago, so it's been a long time. But I think the biggest thing that I've taken through athletics, looking back now as an older ex-athlete or whatever, is just the relationships that I've built. I've met so many great people through the game of basketball or sports that I might see them once a year, but when you see them once a year, it's like you haven't missed a beat with them. And it's just those people that I've met, I guess, all over the world. So that's been awesome.
For sure. So I know this is looking a little bit ahead, but how long do you see yourself coaching? Like, is this something that you want to do for a long time?
I guess the only way I can answer that is I'll know when it's time for me to give it up, when I'm not driven to get new drills in practice or driven to sacrifice a family Christmas to go to practice with my guys, things like that. If I'm not excited to go to practice or to games or be around the boys, then it's probably a time for me to give it up. So I don't have a set timeline on that.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that I really enjoy being around these guys, being around your friends. That's why we do it. Why I do it. Yeah.
Can you describe the moment when you beat Newark Mills and made it to state?
I was extremely nervous going in as that game was unwinding. We grew a nice lead, and then things started unraveling. And then, as a coach, I kind of had that helpless feeling on the sideline, like I can't go out there and pass the ball or dribble the ball for you. But it came down to those moments we drill in practice of throwing playing 5 guys against 7 or, situational stuff. But when that horn went off, it was kind of a surreal feeling. I've never been there as a player in high school, going to a state tournament. I've never been there as a coach, going to a state tournament. So it's just one of those feelings. And maybe some of you can, relate to that with football. It's a moment that you really can't describe and that you really can't prepare for, but you just relive it and hold on to it and store it inside of you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What was it like to coach in the state championship game?
Again, that was a surreal moment. Growing up, I went to a lot of Gopher games with my dad. He's got season tickets, still does, to the Gopher men's. And so being in Williams Arena was very special. It was a place that when I was a young kid at like 4th grade, 5th grade, watching Division I players out there playing on that floor's got a lot of history alone. But being out on that floor coaching was just, it was surreal, but at the moment during the game, it was like another game.
Yeah.
The court was, a little bit bigger, but at the end of the day, you're playing a game, 36 minutes. So it was fun.
For sure. What is it like having your wife Christina being a coach too? Like, do you guys like compete a lot, like about that, or is it kind of modest?
Well, if you rewind it back a little bit, I used to coach at Melrose, like I said, and I used to coach girls.
Yeah.
And we did play each other twice, and that was horrible. It was horrible for us, but it was fun for our friends and our family because everyone came to the games and everyone was talking about it. And that was a weird feeling because you're preparing to beat your wife that next like in practice. You're looking at that game, like tomorrow's game. Hey, we're playing BBE. And here's what they're gonna do, and you're scouting to try and defeat your wife. But like marriage, everything's kind of balanced. I let her win game 1 to make her feel good. I had to take it back at her in game 2. She didn't like that. I tried giving her a hug after the game. Gave me the cold shoulder. Okay, we'll just walk away. Let emotions, they're high. So walk away at that moment. We ended up 1-1. I'm glad we were done with that moment. But as we both coach in the same school now. Yeah, it's actually really neat. How the boys and the girls teams, how welcoming they are with Christina and I being outsiders, not in the community. How well everyone takes care of our kids, kind of while we're coaching. Student section has our daughters passed around and things like that. It's neat. I know for you guys when you're there, it's like. You probably don't understand it, but for me anyways, from the outside seeing it all, it's a special moment because it's a moment that when you go to, I don't know, other schools, maybe you won't have those, but our school here, we've got really neat kids, so it's fun.
How do you balance your work life with your coaching life?
Still trying to do that. Yeah, I think like anyone, they want to do their best. They want to do their best at whatever they do. And so it's like your question said, it's just trying to find that balance. So sometimes I catch myself, putting too much time or stock into one area, and then that pulls from another area, and then you got to try and balance it somehow. But it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time behind the scenes, a lot of sacrifices that you have to make as a coach or a teacher or whatever you want to do. But you're constantly adjusting to what is needed.
What advice would you give to any younger coaches?
To younger coaches, enjoy the process, enjoy the moment. Don't get caught up in the little things. Like anything, time does heal, and not dwelling on what you can't control. Worry about what you can control. Enjoy the kids, and that's why we do it. We don't do it for the money. We do it for the experience and for the relationships we build, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what, I can look back. This is my 15th year of coaching. I can remember the first team I had, at Melrose. I was a JV coach. We were absolutely horrendous, but that didn't change my approach, and that didn't change the how I, those relationships I built with those kids. I can still remember those kids today, and they're fun, So I think some of the best seasons I've had as a coach, or most enjoyable, I shouldn't say best, but most enjoyable seasons have not been dictated by wins and losses. It's just been dictated by practice and having fun every day and going to compete, and just those little tangibles that you really can't describe. Yeah.
Right. Sure.
For sure.
Well, I think that's all the questions we got.
That's it?
That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay. You guys do a heck of a job. It's fun
Thank
being
you.
on
Yeah.
here. So thank you so much.
Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
A
Yeah.
lot of fun.
All right. Go Jags.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Thank you, Mr. Anderson. That was a really
Thank
good
you.
interview. A lot of fun.
Thank you for coming
Great
back
interview.
on.
Yeah, now we'll head into NFL.
Week 12 slate. On that Thanksgiving Day, we had Bills Lions. Lions almost got the W, but
Line.
Bills squeaked through. Looking like some
Lions.
frauds, the Bills, no cap. Just kidding, they ain't frauds, but they ain't winning
Lions
the
are
Super
like
Bowl.
weird because they stay with these good teams, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they
I'll
got
explain it, but
they got a top 5 running back. Just kidding, no, they don't.
Cowboys, Giants. Cowboys won 28-20. Kind of expected it. I did, at
It's
least.
a good game.
yeah.
Division rivals.
What time was
Both
that
were
game?
7-3, if I'm
Was that the first time they
not
played each other this year?
mistaken.
Was
What'd
that
you
the
say?
first time they played each other this year or second?
It was
I couldn't
second.
tell you there. I don't know.
I don't know about
It was
that.
second or first, if I had to guess. But Cowboys came out with the W. Then we had the Thanksgiving Thursday night game. Vikings-Pats. Vikings
Primetime
squeak
Kirk.
by at the end.
Kirk Duggan's in prime time.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
doubt him.
That was pretty
Doubt 'em.
impressive.
Jay Jettis.
How about that little kid on the screen with the chains?
That was funny. This game feels like
Lil
it was a long
Thuggins.
time ago.
Yeah, sort
Because
of.
it kind of was. It was
Yeah, well, I mean,
dang near a week ago. 6 days ago.
dang
If I
spanking
did-
near.
Check it.
All right,
Then we got
Sunday
the-
games.
Texans, Dolphins starting off this Sunday games. It was 30-0 at halftime, if I had to recall, but then
Yeah.
Tua let him come back in because I heard Tua was playing defense.
Well, they took
No.
Tua out in like the
Yeah.
third quarter or something like that.
It's smart.
Yeah, don't want him to get injured.
You're playing against the Texans.
Yeah, they weren't gonna win. Bengals Titans 20-16. Bengals win.
Bengals got the dub again. You'd think the Titans would come back for revenge after the playoffs last year, but nope. The Titans just couldn't come back, but
Bengals are looking scary now. They're getting Jamar Chase
Yeah.
back.
yes, sir.
And they didn't have Joe Mixon last week, so I mean that's
Yeah.
a pretty good win.
All right. Then we got Broncos, Panthers. Broncos should be kicked out of the league. Russell Wilson should.
Did you see Lions running back Jamal Williams has more or the same touchdown scores as Broncos? 13
Oh, yeah.
Total.
offense.
That's so
That is
bad.
kind of sad.
It's terrible.
Russell Wilson.
He needs to retire.
Yeah. He should. I don't know why they signed him for like 5-year, $200 million. He's trash. It might have been more than that actually. It was like a $250 million
Yeah, I think
5-year, $250 million. I mean,
He's getting paid bank to
do
Big buns,
nothing
yeah.
to lose to the Panthers with Sam Darnold. He is looking like a
and score 10 points.
yeah. They're trash.
Yeah, that's bad. Jets Bears. Jets win 31-10. Battle
Mike
back up.
White.
Yeah, Mike White.
Mike White throwing over
starter.
300 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2 of them going to Garrett Wilson.
Bye Zach Wilson.
Yeah, see, they're lucky Trevor Simeon started instead of Nathan Peterman. It would have been a whole different story.
That is
Yeah,
true.
true that.
Commanders Falcons. I didn't really watch this game at all.
I didn't either.
I watched this whole game. I was analyzing it.
Weren't
Can't know I didn't.
I think the Falcons were on like the 5-yard line and they threw a pick.
Damn, that's crazy.
They would have won it.
Oh yeah, they could have. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They
Wait,
threw
on
a
the
pick at the
last
end of the
play?
game.
That's
No, to
depressing.
like seal it. But
There was like 30 seconds left. They threw a freaking pick.
true. You hate to see it, but what's his name? Their quarterback,
Marcus
Marcus
Mariota.
Marcus Mariota, is trash.
He's great. He's a good backup. That's about it.
Yeah, he was a good backup on the Raiders a few years ago. Threw a bunch of touchdowns to Darren Waller. Darren Waller had 170 yards and 2 tuds that game. I remember that. 44 fantasy points. That was a few years ago. All right, then we got the Buccaneers Browns.
A little bit of surprise, I guess. I don't know.
OT Nicholas
Dude,
Chubb
that
got the
one-handed
tud.
catch.
Oh yeah, by David Njoku.
Either.
Best tight end in fantasy this week.
No.
We'll get to that later. But they won on the Nick Chubb touchdown after the Amari Cooper to catch to almost seal it, but then Nick Chubb did, in fact, seal it. Then we have Ravens choking in, not OT, in the fourth quarter. The Ravens
This
choked
is actually a
it.
pretty good game. I watched
Yeah.
like the last
Yeah.
6 minutes or something.
Ravens, I'm pretty sure, had a double-digit lead, but Trevor long-haired Lawrence with the tuds.
He looked really good
Yeah.
for what I watched.
I just saw the end of it because it came on my television
Yeah, that's all I saw.
after the game, but it's a good dub for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then we had the other OT game, Joshua Jacobs, over 300 total yards. Busted out an 82-yard tud to seal it.
You're going on a good stretch there.
He was just him.
Was it the first play of overtime?
No.
No, it's the third their second possession.
It was the
he
first
just,
play of the drive.
he just had to take matters into his own hands.
Ah.
Then we had Chargers Cardinals. Cardinals are a poverty franchise. Their coach is dog. Their quarterback is 5'11" on a good day.
Semi-athletic AirPod.
That's
He's
true.
buns.
He ain't even the second gen AirPod Pro. He's the first gen AirPod Pro. That's sad. He might have to put the second gen on his Christmas list. Maybe after Christmas, Cardinals go on a run. Watch out. Then we got Saints 49ers. 49ers defense looking stellar. Shutting out the Saints. Not hard to do.
Alvin Kamara
Not
had 2
easy to do
fumbles.
either.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara with the dual fumbles.
Wasn't good.
49ers poverty offense. Just kidding. They're good. They're like they ain't no poverty franchise. They got a good franchise rolling there. Then we got the Rams Chiefs. Rams are starting to look like a poverty franchise after using all their money. They got a Super Bowl though, so that ain't poverty. I mean, you like to see a Super Bowl, but the Chiefs
Looking pretty scary.
are in the Super Bowl this year. You heard it here first.
It's not too big of a
Actually-
bold prediction.
We are switching it up. Bengals are beating them in the AFC Championship game.
What score?
Score 35-34. Jamar Chase, final second OT touchdown. Wait, that
How would
wouldn't
that
work.
2-point conversion.
Yeah. You'll see it. It'll be 35-34. Jamar Chase game-winning tud in regulation. Then we had the Sunday night game. Packers lost 33-40. You hate to see it, but
I love to see it.
I kind of like to see it.
Yeah.
get it because
Very
Jordan
nice.
Love came in. Threw a tutty to my boy Christian Watson. Took it to the cost of that 4.340 showing. That's all you can say.
Think they? How long is Rodgers out? Do you know?
He's playing.
He's playing.
Yeah.
It's probably bad for them.
Yeah, I would probably sit him, bench him.
Hey. He's got to play in his rivalry against the Bears. He can't
owns
lose that
Bears,
game.
honestly.
True that, yeah.
He owns the Bears, so you better prove it this week.
Yeah, I just
Otherwise,
said that.
sorry, didn't hear you. Then we got Steelers beating the Colts Monday night.
Pretty
Great game. Lost Brad fantasy. You love to see
It's
it.
just depressing.
I saw that Mike Tomlin's like 19-3 on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, he has the best record, second to John Madden, R.I.P. Then we had the Week 13 slate of games. No, we didn't have it. We're about to have it, though. Let's make some game predictions. We got Thursday night. It's going to be a good game tomorrow.
I'm
Bills, Pates.
I'm going Bills.
Pates.
Bills.
I got Bills.
I got Bills winning by last second drive. Then we got Packers, Bears. Starting off the Sunday slate, Packers are winning. It's their rivals.
I got the Bears.
I'm going Packers. I'm going Packers.
I got Bears.
If Justin Field doesn't play, I'm going Packers. But if he plays, I think he's going
Justin Fields is playing,
off. So I got Bears.
Yeah, I got Bears too.
but he ain't winning. Give me the Packs. All right, then we got Steelers, Falcons. Give me the Steelers steel curtain.
I'm gonna go Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going to go Falcons.
I'm going Steelers.
I got Steelers too. Good job, Brad.
Yes, sir.
Jets, Vikings. Give me the Vikings.
You mean the Vikings too?
Yeah, Vikings.
I got Vikes.
Jets could win because their defense and their offense. If Mike White's probably going to lay an egg, he's throwing 2 picks to
But we get to
The
see
Vikings
Sauce
D.
versus Jay Jettis.
Sauce is going to turn into I don't even know. He's getting cooked by Jay Jettis. He ain't him. He's going to have two PIs. You heard it here first. 2 PIs on Jay Jettis because that's all that boy can do is hold.
That's true.
Vikings coming out with the win. Hopefully. Not hopefully, but they are.
For sure.
Probably will.
I think you're turning into a Vikings fan.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I'm
what
just
is
turning.
going on.
No, I'm not. But they're gonna win. I just gotta tell the betters what to do. Then we got Jaguars, Lions. Give me the Jaguars.
I got Lions.
Give me the Lions.
I'm going to go Jaguars.
It's a toss-up game, 50-50. But you got the Jaguars coming out on top. Give me Titans, Eagles. Give me the
I'm going Eagles here.
Titans. Maybe looking for an upset.
I'm going to go Eagles.
I got Titans.
Yes, sir, Brad. Then we got Browns, Texans.
Oofda.
Deshaun
Watson's
I got-
back.
back to
I got
his parlor, if you know what I
Browns.
mean.
I'm going the Browns.
We got Browns. He's coming out. There's going to be a lot of hate, animosity in this game,
And
but
he's just going to overcome it.
Yeah, I'm going Browns.
That is true.
Deshaun's going off.
David Njoku's going off.
And
Then we
Joe.
got, and Nicholas Chubb. And then we got Commanders, Giants. Give me the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going Commanders.
I'm going Giants.
I got Commanders.
Then we got Let's Ride versus Let's Fly. Give me the Ravens.
Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens all day.
Ravens.
Then we got Dolphins, 49ers. This is going to be a
Ooh.
grudge match.
I got
Give me the-
49ers.
I'm
Give me
going
the
49ers.
Dolphins. Give me Tua.
Are the Dolphins still undefeated with Tua?
I
Yeah.
think so.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're still going to be.
I'm going to go 49ers.
After they wipe the floor with McCaffrey's.
McCaffrey's what?
Don't say it.
McCaffrey's.
Bum.
Yeah. Then we got Seahawks and Rams. Give me the Seahawks. That's an
Seahawks.
easy
Yeah, I'm going
game.
Seahawks.
They're going to wipe the floor with whoever the Rams got at quarterback. I can't remember his name. That's bad. All right, then we got the Chargers, Raiders.
I'm going to go Raiders.
I'm going to go Chargers.
Give me the Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Austin Eckler, no touchdowns in this game.
Ball.
It's going to be sad. He's going to have 6 catches, but no touchdowns.
6, bro. He's gonna have like 12 catches for 20 yards.
He's going to have 6 catches for 93 yards. But then we got, which is looking like America's game of the week. Chiefs, Bengals.
This one gets switched to like Sunday Night Football or Monday
No,
Night Football.
it's
No, that's next week.
325.
That's next week.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, it's next week then.
Where
I'm
they
gonna
got
go
it switched
Chiefs.
on.
I got cheese.
I got
Give me
Bengals.
the Bengals. Jamar Chase.
I'm going to go Chiefs.
We know what Jamar did last year against some 56 fantasy points. He's remaking that, except 60 fantasy points. Give me the Bengals.
I'm going Chiefs.
Hopefully 60 fantasy points. We got to knock on something.
Colts, Cowboys.
I'm going Cowboys.
I got Cowboys too.
Cowboys.
I got the Cowboys.
Hey, Monday Night Football, Saints, Buccaneers.
I hope this one gets trippy again. I'm going Bucks.
Yeah, it will get
Mike
chippy.
Evans.
Marshawn and Mike Evans. Hopefully Mike Evans gets thrown. No.
Hopefully
Hopefully
they
he
won't
doesn't.
play.
Hopefully he doesn't get thrown out so Chris Godwin can eat. Give me the Bucks.
I got Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bucks. Saints offense is terrible.
Yeah.
Player picks.
Quick player
Player
picks.
picks.
Quarterback.
Quarterback, give me Joe Shiesty.
Deshaun Watson.
Give me Lamar Jackson.
I got Jalen Hurts.
Ain't bad. Running backs.
Running backs,
Um,
give me the boy, Josh Jacobs.
I got Austin Eckler.
Derrick Henry.
Josh Jacobs, it's him.
Going Dalvin Cook.
All right, that's valid. Wide receiver 1, Jamar Chase.
I'll go with Amari Cooper.
I got Devontae.
I'm going JJ.
All right. Tight end 1, David Njoku and Deshaun's return.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce.
I got George Kittle.
Heck no. All right.
I think that's all we got.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.